So there's a discipline that is applied to both of those extremes. And that's why, personally, in my experience, balance has been the best way to react with those two.
I hate the word balance. So what I would say was I wouldn't say balance, because balance is just neutrality. It's non-motion. So you don't want that also. What you would need is just discipline. I just stick with discipline, leave it at that. That's it.
So if you did that for the rest of your life, is that healthy?
Yeah, it could be. Well, not to some degree.
I've never seen one example of that being healthy, Marte. And I respect what you do. Hold on, wait. I respect what you do because it does take a hell of an amount of discipline to do what you do. But you have to be realistic and understand that it's an incredibly unhealthy lifestyle to live long term.
Well, you could say that.
Discipline.
Well, I don't think he's advocating for everyone to do it.
Yeah, I'm not doing. So here's the thing, though, is like what I'm not for is I hate the word balance, and here's why I hate it. So if you're going to try to achieve something, balance has to be thrown out the window. There's no way you would get a degree if balance was there. We don't.
Like, this is semantics.
So here's the thing: it is semantics, but I'll tell you why. Is lukewarm Christianity good? Is being a fence sitter good in any society?
No,
right? Balance. We demonize balance all the time. We demonize balance all the time by the language.
Christianity brings balance, though. What are you talking about?
Balance would be lukewarm. Lukewarm people. We're not balanced. We're extremes. If somebody comes up to me,
hold on, Marte, real quick. All I'm hearing is we're talking past each other because we have two separate definitions of balance. You can find balance in literally everything.
What's your definition of balance?
So there's an element of when I in the context that I was talking about, there's an element of selflessness and selfishness. So when I was saying you need balance in your life, what I'm saying is there's going to be, like, especially with what you do, right? There's an element of balance involved in that where you're going to have to exercise discipline in some areas, but also indulge in other areas. Am I wrong?
You actually answered my question, which wasn't balanced. So you're indulging or not indulging? You're picking one side of the fence or the other?
Are you telling me that, you're either entirely disciplined or you're entirely indulgent?
You're either being disciplined at one moment or indulgent the next.
Is that not balance?
No, that's not balance because you're being one or the other. You're not.
So it's an unsustainable, swaying of a pendulum. Then that's what you're advocating for.
You can't stay in one mode.
We're fighting from being on one side to the next side, so therefore you can never have something stationary, right? Even if you look on a subatomic level, moleccules are never stationary. They're moving slow as fuck, or faster. It's like
tomato. Let me give people a lesson. Marte, hold on, real quick. I just want to build a bridge here, man. Mm-hmm. We're operating off of different paradigms on what we consider balance, right? So, to me, when I chase God and I chase Christ, the reason I chase that is for balance in my life, okay? Because and let me just explain this real quick. All right, I'm a recovering drug addict, so my life was to one extreme the entire time. Christ brought me balance into what I can have for some form of gratification, but also have for some form of discipline. That's what Christ brought me. Okay. To say that Christ makes you sacrifice every form of gratification is that. It would completely negate the entire concept of loving Christ. Like when I go in worship, that is a form of gratification. I feel immediately gratified in that moment. But I also sacrifice things like promiscuity, drug abuse, gooning, bro. The list goes ad infinitum, right? But these things give me an element of balance in my life. So what I'm trying to say is we're talking past each other because I think our definitions of what balance are very askew. And I'm not saying you're wrong, because you have your definition and how that word balance applies in your life. What I'm saying is the way balance applies in my life is completely different. So I just want to build a bridge here.
No, I get what you're saying. I understand. What you're saying is you want to be able to have a counter to the bad in your life. That's what you're saying. What I'm saying, if I'm still manning that correctly, so what I'm saying is that it's not balanced because let's say if I go to church and I'm going in there, they're having hymns and things like that. That's actually the opposite of what a secular person would call balance. So in any regard, I'm always trying to fend off the bad side, which means I'm not seeking to be in the middle, not seeking to be lukewarm at any time, and not seeking to be the person that's like on the fence at all. I'm never seeking that. So my degree of balance is like constantly trying to emulate Christ. That's not balance at all. That's actually going the opposite way. And I seek that. I fall all the time. I sin. I'm not perfect. So I'm trying to fight against balance. So that's what my definition is like in terms of like Christianity.
Totally understand. So from the way I hear it, we were just kind of talking past each other, and we have two concepts of how balance affects our lives. So just to build the bridge there, because I hear the way that you talk in other panels and stuff. I don't think we've been on panel. I like what you have to say. It seems like we agree on most things. We may just have two different concepts of balance here. That's all I'm saying.
I got a question.
We do.
I got a question for both you guys. Okay, so in terms of the way society's going right now, where people are claiming that, you know, the balance, I guess, or equality would be a, you know, justice or whatever, meaning less harm, you know, the threshold of harm is as minimal as possible. Is that even a thing, or are they just bullshitting?
It's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
Right. It's bullshit. Yeah.
I hate the word balance.
Convenient. It's convenient. That's all it is.
The reason why I hate balance is because it leans too close to allowance. And I don't want to tread close to like allowance. Well, it's fine if it's only on Tuesdays. I don't like that mentality because the world has that. And we don't want to become like the world ain't, if you're a Christian, by the way. But that's the thing, though, is like, you know, if you don't have boundaries or set boundaries or say an absolute no, and that's the problem with men in society, no should be our superpower. Actually, it's a shame that it is our superpower because it's not advantageous for the normal simp to say, I don't want to say no because it's not a part of my dating strategy. We're railing against the word no, which is actually something that counters everything and prevents this neutrality that we have. And I just want to constantly be in a fight all the day. We're men, we're going to fight this world regardless. We're never going to be on a fence, and we're always going to be fighting opposition. Therefore, there can never be balance in my regard. So that's the way I see things.
Or as Paul put it, running to win.
Right. We're not stopping, right? We're not resting on our laurels. We're constantly running, even if we're running towards death or gunfire. That's what men do, in my opinion.
I know. I mean, I feel that, bro. But like, so I have a soldier sitting right next to me. Okay, so he will tell you there's a balance between fighting the enemy and protecting your brothers that are next to you. You're gonna have to do one of those two things, and they are literally direct extremes of each other. And he will tell you when you're in like direct combat, especially when you're flipping over the dead bodies of the people that you've just taken down, you're going to need to keep the benefit of the people who are around you. Okay.
So I got a question. So is not being stationary and then regaining your cool and calm, not fighting the fight within yourself? Because we're constantly fighting even our disposition of being in angst for our brother because we don't want that to leach onto other people. We want to make the room calm and everybody else cozy. Therefore, we must be tempered with our attitude and aggression. So to me, that's counterbalance as well, too. Even in our peace, we're still fighting. And that's what I'm saying.
So there's an easy way to settle all of this. You should seek balance in plenty of things in your life, and there are plenty of things you absolutely should not seek balance in. Like, I shouldn't seek balance between testosterone and estrogen in my body, okay? But maybe I should seek balance between...
Why not?
I want them to be equal?
You're not equal.
Yeah, that's not good. You don't want that.
There's a healthy balance.
That's not good. That's good, Abe. That's not a good argument.
Here's the thing that y'all need to keep in mind about Marte is that if a balanced person would have no way of looking the way that he does, he's got to do extreme stuff. He's got to do like extreme food stuff. He's got to be at this like way higher level. And so when you have that mindset, I can understand that the idea of balance is like you have a dude that's like got a dad bod or he looks like he jogs at the gym, and it's not a way to really have that level of excellence that you should strive for that he does. And I understand that there's also like the other side of the definition being, you know, balance of like, I need to balance my like work and video games and spouse and children and like trying to find an equilibrium and, you know, having sanity and stuff. So like, but two things can be true at the same time.
Right.
I agree on that. That Octavius, you actually put it in a great way. I like how you put it.
Thanks.